What's up, good people? What's up, good people? It's your boy, Dr. Leroy McKenzie Jr. coming to you on this. What is it? Finish Strong Friday. What do we do on Fridays? We finish strong. We finish strong because we know that Monday we put in the work, Tuesday we put in the work, Wednesday we did the work, Thursday we did the work, Friday, now it's time to finish that work. So whatever it is that you got on your plate today, whatever it is, you gotta finish it. You gotta finish it strong. Now I know y'all been watching the NBA finals, and there have been a couple of teams, a couple of games that have just been extraordinary games. So I'm gonna get this real quick, and then I'm gonna jump into what we're gonna be talking about what we've been talking about this week. Y'all know, but part of leadership is about finishing strong. So part of entrepreneurship is about finishing strong. But here's the deal, y'all. Here's the deal. Over the last couple of days, there have been some NBA playoff games where each of the teams that have had 3-1, 3-2 leads, what did they do? They finished strong. Last night, I'm watching the Celtics and Atlanta game. Hawks game. Y'all know I ain't a Celtics fan, never been one, can't stand them, but I do like Jalen Brown, and I do like what's the other? I can't remember the other guy's name right now, but I do like them, but I don't like the Celtics. I'm a old school Showtime Lakers fan, so we don't like we don't like the Celtics ever. I'm not a Lakers fan now, but used to be a Lakers fan. But what they did last night was they closed out. They finished strong. They didn't allow the Atlanta Hawks to be able to tie the series up 3-3 and go for game seven. They didn't do it. They didn't do it. They handled their business. They came prepared. They came ready to be able to do the work, and they finished strong. And that's what my Warriors, Golden State Warriors, are going to do tonight too when they play Sacramento. They're going to finish strong. That's what Fridays are about, y'all. It's about finishing strong. So let's jump in. Let's jump into what I wanted to talk about today, which is y'all know what we've been talking about all week. We've been talking about the art of leadership, the art of leadership. We've been talking about, and this is day 5. This is day 5. We talked about, what did we talk about? We talked about the family. We talked about education. We talked about business. I mean, we talked about government. We talked about business, and now we're going to talk about the church. Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about the church today. So I know, I know the pastors, y'all might get a little upset with me today, what I have to say, but it's okay because that's what leaders do. Leaders aren't afraid to step to the moment, step in the moment. They aren't afraid to Entrepreneurs aren't afraid to say what needs to be said, do what needs to be done, and then finish how you need to finish. So that's what we're here to do today. So I wanted to finish this last pillar that we were talking about, these other pillars, and we've talked about the principles that go along with these pillars in the family, education, government, business, and the church. So let's talk about the church today. What does the church need to be doing as a leader, as leaders, and as the one of the foremost pillars, I believe, in our communities. One, the first thing is the church at this time cannot afford to be silent. We can't. The church should be the loudest in the community right now. I'm gonna say that again. The church should be the loudest in the communities right now. Hey Doc, how you? I hope you have a great day. Thanks for tuning in. But the church should be the loudest in the community right now. It can't afford to be silent. How can we as the church be the followers of God, the lovers of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and be silent in these times and the things that are going on? That is a contradiction in who God is and what God represents. He can't be inside of us and us be silent. Because I'm telling you, y'all know, those that know the word, say if these would keep their peace, the rocks will cry out. That means if you're being silent, the rocks are going to cry out. And as an entrepreneur, as a leader in the church, you can't afford to be silent. Because I don't know about you, but I ain't having no rock cry out for me. So what are you doing? What are you doing as the church as a whole, and then as a church as an individual in your community, to finish strong and to not be silent? Because that's what it's about. What do you need to do today? We're getting ready to go into the weekend. What are you doing today that's going to show that you're not about being silent? What are you going to do today for your congregation, for your community, for the community that you are part of, that shows that you're not being silent and that you're about finishing strong? What is it that you have on your agenda for today? The church as a whole is at a 21st century crossroads. You have people who are coming back to the physical building of the church, and then you have people that have left because of what we've gone in the pandemic. So what are you doing to still impact? Myself and Dr. Levon that's on here, we're part of the Rethinking Church, Rethinking Ministry organization, doing church outside of the traditional way, orthodox way, because we're in a time that has allowed us to be able to do things different and be able to, the reach is so much farther now. So the impact has to be that much greater. The reach is so much farther now that we have to have more impact. We're asked to reach further and to impact greater. What are you going to do on this Finish Strong Friday? Reach further and impact greater. That's your assignment for today. That's what we as the church need to do. Reach further and impact greater. So what are we doing? We're going to reach further, impact greater. That's our charge. That's what the church needs to be doing right now. As a pillar in the community, how are you reaching out further? It's more than just having service on Sunday and Bible study on Tuesday or Wednesday, maybe even Thursday. The community is in great need of what the church is doing. There's some phenomenal churches that are doing some phenomenal things, my church included. Pastor Jamal Bryant doing some phenomenal things down at Newburgh in Georgia. Bishop Jakes doing some great things at the Potter's House. You know, Pastor Tillman right here doing some great things in and for the community, reaching further, impacting greater. That's what the church needs to do. That's what we have to do. Because you begin to change people's lives when you understand the need that they have. And as the church, we have to be cognizant of what the needs are of our members, what the needs are of our community are. Like we talked about, what the needs of the family are, what the needs of the educational system is, what the needs of the government is, what the needs of the businesses are. All of these you should be connected to. That's that's the church's ecosystem. The family, education, government, business. Who have you built your ecosystem with? What families are you touching within your church? What families are you touching within the community? Reaching further, impacting greater. Reaching further, impacting greater. That's the church's call. That's the church's assignment. And when I say the church, I'm not just talking about the physical build. I'm not talking about the physical building. I'm not talking about just pastors and ministers in the church. I'm talking about we, the members of the church, reaching further, impacting greater. Myself and several other um, leaders, entrepreneurs that are part of the CBO, the Christian Business Owners Summit. We were going to later this year. We're going to Africa. We're going to Kenya, and we're moving. We're doing reaching further. We're reaching further. And there's a team in Kenya that is going to be welcoming us, and we're going there for some days, and we're going there for missions. We're going there for leadership work. We're going there to bridge the gap between the church here and the church there, reaching further, impacting greater. Yeah, that's what this is about. And this Finish Strong Friday, what are you gonna do to reach further and to impact greater? Y'all know I'm the impact builder. I'm all about impact. How are you going to impact people's lives in such a way that they're better by the end of the year than they were at the beginning of the year? That's what it's all about for me. We have to be able to do that in this 21st century. That's how you make a difference. Reach further, impact greater. Those that are great leaders, those that are great entrepreneurs, that are successful, what do? They reach further, they impact greater. That's how you do it. So, as the church, in your reaching further and impacting greater, building and having that ecosystem is vital. Who are you? What families is your church connected to? Not just one generation. I'm talking 2 generations, 3 generations. How you connected to them in that way? With education, what schools are you connected to in your community? And if you're not, then develop a plan to connect with them, to partner with them, to collaborate with them. How can you assist them? How can they assist you? I'm quite sure you have some elementary students, you have some middle school students, you have some high school students, and you even have some college students in your congregation. Are you developing an ecosystem with those schools? Reaching further, impacting greater. In government, like I said earlier this week when I talked about the government, if the only time that your congregation sees the city councilman, their city council representative, their state delegate, or their federal delegate, is during election time, you as the church aren't doing your part. Now they've got to do their part and accepting and coming, but you've got to send the invitation. We want you to come worship with us. Want you to come have service with us. Just because. Not because you have an agenda, not because you trying to get something done, but because you're trying to reach further and have a greater impact. Businesses. What businesses are in your congregation? Do you have a business directory for your church? Are you reaching out to the businesses in your community? In your congregation, do the people know? Does your congregation know what businesses that you have? You should be doing business within your church. Your church should have an ecosystem within itself. In addition to, like I said, outside of your church, your specific church, there should be an ecosystem with what I just listed for you, but there should also be an ecosystem within your church. And then even within the community that you're doing, being connected, reaching further, impacting greater. And then even within the churches that are in your area, are you connected? Do you even know who who the other pastors are in your church or in your area? Because, and I lived in an area over here in Baltimore, and I sit and counted one time. I wanted to see within this 5 mile radius how many churches there were, and I counted every bit of 10 or so just within a 5 mile radius. And I started to think to myself, are these churches connected in any kind of way with each other? Imagine the power that you have as the collective church when you're working together to make the community better, because that's each of you all's community. Imagine the power in that. Imagine the church ecosystem that could happen within that. The power and leverage that you get with that. So today, on this rainy Friday, because it's raining here. I don't know if it's raining where everybody else is, but it's rainy on this rainy Friday morning. It's about reaching further and impacting greater. That's what I want you to do. What can you do to reach further and impact greater as the church as a whole, and then us as the church as individuals? That's what we're doing today on this Finish Strong Friday. That's how you finish strong. It's your boy, Dr. Leroy McKenzie Jr., the Impact Builder. Y'all know what I say. It's Friday, y'all. Want you to do something fun this weekend. I know it's supposed to rain all weekend here, so your fun might have to be watch the NBA Finals. Watch the NBA Finals tonight. Watch the Warriors take out the Kings. I'm believing they're gonna close it out tonight. They up 3 games to 2. So they want to close it out at home in San Francisco. I want them to close it out and not have to go back to Sacramento on Sunday. I believe will probably be the game, but we're not believing in that. So do something fun, enjoy yourself, but remember, reach further, impact greater. It's your boy, Dr. Leroy McKenzie Jr., the Impact Builder. We'll talk to y'all on Monday. Have a great weekend.